Hi, it's Paul Antonelli here. Welcome to another episode of the Ideal Business Podcast, where we help you shape, transform or create your ideal business. I'm in the Finke Gorge National Park, same location where I recorded my previous podcast. We were talking to a client the other day about, and when we're working with clients, some of their marketing activity and some of their targeting. And we got into a bit of an in-depth discussion about levels of awareness and how that actually works and why that's important. It sort of feeds into when you're looking, and the area that it deals with, when you talk about levels of awareness, we're talking about potential clients or prospects for your business or leads that you generate. Now, one of the things to sort of consider is that And there's many different approaches to marketing and how you can go about that. But we sort of have an approach of trying to be very specific and very targeted about the sort of clients that we're looking for. And the way we do that is we've got a methodology where we build a very, very detailed client avatar. Very detailed. I'm talking about 13, 14 pages of detail relating to what we would consider our ideal client avatar. And for different businesses and different lines that we provide services for, we may not have just one avatar. We may go, look, there might be 3 or 4 different avatars. When you're building the avatar out, one of the first things to consider about this avatar is what level of awareness do they have? What is their level of awareness? And what do I mean by that? And so the best way to do that is maybe to explain the different levels of awareness for potential clients and then to give you an example. So when you look at the awareness spectrum for clients or people that you may communicate to about your business, you've got what you would call totally unaware. And so these are people who, this is on the, when you're looking at the page on the left-hand side, these are totally unaware. So these are people, potential clients that actually are unaware that they have a problem or there is an issue that needs attention or there's something that's not quite right. They're just totally unaware of that. And so that's the first state. So it's like, and the reason this is important is, and I'll explain in a bit more detail, is if you can decide who you're going to target and their level of awareness, then your communication may need to be different. So you've got unaware. Okay, so these are people that are totally unaware. The next step up from unaware is problem aware. As you know, all of our businesses are all about providing a solution to a problem. And so then there's clients who have a problem. You know, they go, yes, I've got a problem. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to resolve it, but I know I've got a problem. So that's the next step, moving left to right. The next level of awareness is solution aware. So this is where you have someone who not only knows they have a problem, but they've actually determined what the solution is, and they're looking for the solution. They may be looking for the solution. They may be taking some action to make that solution become a reality. So that's solution aware. And then if you move to the next step, you've got product aware. And that's someone who actually not only knows that they've got a problem, that there's a solution, but actually what type of product, specifically the product or the service that's going to provide that solution to them. That's solution aware. And so you can appreciate that on this spectrum from unaware to mostly aware, which is left to right, on the left-hand side, there's more people. There's more people, for example, that don't know they have a problem relating to something. Or there's more people that realise they have a problem but don't know a solution. And so as you get to the other side of it, people that may be, say, most aware or product aware, that's a smaller group. It's a distinctly smaller group. The difference is that when you're engaging with these different type of inquiries or potential clients, the ones that are on the left-hand side that are more unaware or don't really have much of an awareness, there's not much, it's not about you promoting or talking about the benefits of your product or your service, because they don't even know they've got a problem. They don't know they've got a problem, or they've got a problem but they actually don't know what the solution is. So for those type of people, you need to spend more time. There needs to be more education. There needs to be more awareness that's built, and it's about how you can communicate to them in a regular sort of fashion, so that you can move them from being less aware to being more aware, if that makes sense. Now, the ones that are at the other spectrum, they're a lot easier. There's less of them, but they're easier to communicate because they're willing, ready, and wanting to take action. They're just needing to decide on which direction to go. So I'll give you a really good analogy around how we use this. For example, in my property inspection business, we sell franchises as part of the business model, and we generate a lot of leads every month, 150 to 200 inquiries a month. And we've got a system that we've developed to be able to determine the level of awareness of the people that come into the pipe. So we ask them some specific questions. There's a general inquiry form, but then we ask them some specific questions relating to have they been in business before? Are they looking for a specific type of business? Do they want to go into a property inspection business themselves? How much capital do you have to invest? So we've got some qualifying information. And the reason that we do that is with that next level of information, we're able to determine what their level of awareness is. And so if they're, for example, and I'll give you a good example, if someone says, yes, I'm wanting to start my own property inspection business, for example, they're at that point where they're sort of product aware, if that makes sense. So they know that the product, so an example would be someone's not happy in their current work-life balance or not enjoying their job. So, and they know they've got a problem, okay? The solution that they've identified is actually getting into their own business, actually going into their own business. That's their solution. The product that they've identified for themselves is buying a franchise. So you can see how they've moved along. And then they might be most aware and even identify the type of franchise. So they might say the thing that is best for me, excuse me, is getting into or buying a property inspection franchise. So you can see the people that are in that position are what we would consider mostly, highly aware. And when we communicate with them, we don't. There's less education. They're wanting to know about our offer, how we can work for them, if it's a good fit for them, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I trust it makes sense. So basically, what happens is in the different businesses that we do, we create this avatar. And we determine what level of awareness that we think is the best fit for us to target initially. Where's the low-hanging fruit? Where's the people that are the best fit for what we provide for the business and can deliver the most value to our clients? And we determine where on that spectrum we want to play. And it is important to determine that. If you try to go, so this is very much like a rifle approach to not only determining who your avatar is, but determining their level of awareness, and that'll frame up how you communicate to them. For example, when we generate leads for franchises, they can be right across that spectrum. So we're generating leads on all the different social media platforms. We're using business sale platforms. We're using LinkedIn, all different platforms for generating leads. And when they come into our system, they'll be along that spectrum, anywhere from unaware to people that are fully aware or brand aware or product aware. So by using a bit of a funnel filtering process, we're able to determine where they sit. And what we actually do is, in the way that we engage and communicate with them, we have 3 different streams of communication. And we all know that the more relevant you can communicate to people that inquire with your business, the more relevant, it shows your clients that you understand where they're at and what they're doing. And the more relevant your communications can be to them, rather than just general communications, the more likely that they're going to engage. So for us, we have 3 lines of communication. We have an automated sequence of communication that takes place. We call it a nurturing sequence to nurture these people. and we may communicate to them differently. So if someone, as an example, is problem aware, and the problem is not loving their job, want to get out, do something different, but they don't really know, not really sure which way to go. So with those people, when we communicate them, we talk about some of the things to be aware of when going into your own business, some of the pros and cons of starting your own business or looking at a franchise. And we're using information relating to our business to share that data with them. But there's not much point talking to them about the details relating to how our business works, because they're still at the point of, what should I be doing? Should I be starting my own business? Is that a solution that would resolve my problem? So you can see, and then people that, for example, are in the, look, I want to start my own business, but I'm just looking at different options, then we can provide some comparative information about the benefits of the way that our business operates compared to other businesses. And then if you've got those that are mostly highly aware that go, no, I want to get into this type of inspection business, then we sort of provide differentials. Why are we different? Why should you come and play with us in opposition to some of our competitors? What is it different about us? Because they're at that point of wanting to know that sort of information. It's a really simple concept, but the benefits of looking at this and implementing this in your business for your different lines is, firstly, it helps you better understand your clients. And I talk about the need and want process, and one of the ways you can better understand your clients is through need and wants. And that need and want information that you collect, which I've talked about in another podcast, will help you create a bit more of a detailed avatar for your potential clients. And going through a detailed avatar process means you're not going to waste as much marketing money. Because in essence, with these platforms, it's great in the sense that you could spend $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month on advertising, but ideally you want to be able to spend the minimum amount of money to get to your ideal audience, your ideal avatar, as cost effectively as possible. So by having a very specific avatar and being clear on the level of awareness that they have is going to effectively make it easier for you to determine who your clients are, potentially find them, and reduce your cost of engagement with these potential clients. So there's a lot of benefits in this approach. If you look up the idea of levels of awareness, it falls under marketing. You'll find more information on this. This was a real game changer for me. I remember when I first came across this concept, I thought it was just brilliant. It really crystallized the benefit of spending some time on the process of building out avatars and seeking to understand at a high level who my clients were. So hopefully that makes sense, and it'll give you some perspective about how to go about a little bit more effective with your targeting and your marketing. Thanks for joining me on this podcast, and I look forward to catching up with you again. Ciao for now.